Hello my lovelies, Sophia here. Today's video is going to be on whether it is over or not with a person who you miss or you haven't heard from for a long time. You know, they're being silent. Is it over or isn't it? Okay, I'm going to do it in a pick a card reading format. And yes, I have pre-shuffled them, but I haven't looked at them, okay? I've put them face down as I've shuffled them out. I did start to do the video and hadn't done that, but it was taking too long in between. So I've redone it, okay, revamped for you. Okay, first I'd like to say welcome back to all my subscribers and regular viewers, and welcome to any new viewers who have just found me. Hello. Please check out my channel for other pick a card readings because they may resonate more. And also I do monthly star sign readings, so that might be of interest to you as well. Thank you all so much for your lovely comments, your likes and subscribes. I really do appreciate them all so much. But please make sure you are watching my videos on my channel, Sophia Psychic Tarot, because I won't see all your lovely comments, likes and subscribes otherwise. Also, all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so going back to this, it doesn't have to be just a specific person. That, you know, a love interest. It can be a family member or a friend, whoever you feel you have lost contact with, they're being silent, and you want to know, is it over or not? Please remember, guys, that this is a very general reading. Okay, it's for a big sort of collective of you all. It's not a private reading, but please feel free, if you do want a private reading, then please go to my link in the description box below to my website for details there. Okay, enough of the waffle. This is going to be pile number 1. A 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I will put the timestamps in the description box below for you. Okay, I will leave you to choose your card. Okay, for those of you who chose number 1, ta-da! Let's have a look what we have. Okay, starting with the first card. I don't know if you can see them because of the light. So, the first card, I feel that you haven't heard from them because they wanted space, they wanted their freedom, they wanted to spread their wings. I'm also getting that they may have wanted to travel, they may have moved, or you had to move to another, you know, area, to another country. But there's this freedom. They needed space, my guides are saying. They needed to spread their wings. Okay. However, it didn't leave you feeling very good. You are not happy bunnies. Okay. But I also feel, and I'm being told, that they are now feeling like this. Okay. They are feeling lost without you. Without that friendship, without that communication. And they left you out in the cold, but now they're feeling the loss, is what I'm getting. And I also feel that they are feeling a bit jealous. So for that's coming in, my guides are telling me, for those of you who have perhaps moved on with your lives, you know, you haven't just stayed in this stuck situation. You've picked yourself up, you've dusted yourself off, you've thought, right, sod you, I'm going to, you know, get on with my life. I'm going to make myself feel good. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to, you know, be confident, positive, keep focused. And they may be looking on your social media, or they've heard from friends about you and they're feeling jealous. Okay, they're feeling jealous. That's my dog in the background. There is a radio ad on at the moment that has a very kind doorbell in it that keeps making her bark, so she must have heard that on because the radio's on. Right, okay, so back to this. They wanted freedom. They perhaps had to move. They perhaps, had to travel for work or whatever. There was distance put between you. And it caused you the anxiety and the stress. It is now causing them it. Okay, so they are now feeling the effects of what you either are feeling still, if it hasn't been that long, but if it's been a longer time period and you've picked yourself up, you've moved on with your life, they are now feeling this loss. The Romance Angel card. You deserve love. You are lovable. Okay, so you may have moved on and you're looking for a new love. You may just be watching this video because you're curious. Will you ever hear them? It might be a nagging doubt at the back of your mind. If I find a new love, what happens if they come back? If they do come back, then it's your choice. You choose. Hey, instead of one person, you've now got two people. Okay? And also, for some of you with this arrow here, and the next card was the Lover's card, and if you look, they've both got their arrows and they're both pointing at the lovers. For some of you, they are coming back. So is it over or not? For some of you, the decision is yours. For those that feel that you have moved on, and okay, if you hear from them, you hear from them. If you don't, you don't. If you do hear from them and you're with somebody else and it's just sort of started with somebody else, you'll know in your heart what to do. And for those of you who, still have faith or still really believe that they are, going to get in touch with you because you feel that deep down connection, then yes, they are coming towards you. For some of you, they're bringing through that it's not that easy for them to come to you because of, this initial, especially if it was them that left. Especially if it was I want my freedom, I need my space, blah, blah, blah. And it sort of ended a bit messy. It wasn't just a case of, oh my God, I've got a job somewhere else in another country. And, it wasn't amicable because it was a life event. If it was because they needed that space and freedom, how do they come back to you? For some of you, you're going to throw it back in their face. Oh, hello there. Well, things didn't quite work out, did they? No. If they do come back, it is because they care and because you've been waiting and caring. So let's not rake up the past. If you want it to work, then let's, the advice that they're giving is to work on it together. You've both come back for a reason, so move it on to the next level. However, when things have parted like this, then things do need to change. Okay, you can't just pick up where you left off before or carry on the relationship how you left off before because, it will go back to how it was. Right, okay. Thank you very much if that was pile 1. For those of you who chose pile number 2, let's have a look at what we have. Okay, with the first card is the Oakman from Little Acorns Grow Mighty Oaks. So from this, I feel that things can still grow between you. But there is some slyness around, I'm being told. For some of you who chose this part, I feel that there was interference. There may have been people who were gossiping, family members who didn't agree, friends who didn't agree, people who I feel are feeling quite smug that they separated you, okay, or that they were part of the reason why you haven't heard from them. Okay. And I'm feeling with this card, the Four of Pentacles, that this is them. The people who gossiped or backstabbed or caused this break between you are still feeling quite smug. If it was a third party, if they went off with somebody else, then they're feeling quite smug about it. I got him, you haven't got him. That sort of feeling I'm getting. Now, I'm an intuitive reader. I don't go by what the cards actually mean. At the end of the day, there's 78 cards. They're all the same, and I read for thousands of people. So I bring in different things every time. So let's have a look at this one. However, and I knew this one was coming, they want to talk to you. So for some of you as well, if this person was married or is married, and the other half, their husband or wife, you may be male or female watching this, the husband and wife found out, and that's why there's been no communication, because they feel smug that they won them back, they got them back where they wanted them to be, right where they wanted them to be, or a girlfriend, whoever, boyfriend. However smug they're feeling, you haven't gone away in the heart of your other person. So because they want to talk to you. Okay, what I was going to say was, when I started this and started to say what was on this card, as the other cards are coming out, I feel this is a sort of third party situation, or friends that caused annoyances. So even if it's their friends that are glad that they've kept you apart and think that they won, whoever it is who caused you to split up, your person wants to talk to you. They miss you. Okay. But the romance angels are saying, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Okay, so, and I just want to bring in this one, and the Hangman, the waiting card. So although they miss you and want to communicate with you, whether they actually do or not still may take time, because they might miss you, but with the red flags, pay attention, maybe that this other person still has a lot of hold over them. So say they got in touch with you, hi, I just needed to talk to you, blah, 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 but they don't commit back to you because of this third party situation, or the friends that have separated you, or family members. Because with the Hangman as well, it's the waiting card, you're still waiting, or you're left dangling, was what I got through there as well. So, is it over or not? From these few cards that have come out, I would say it's not over, because they do still think about you, but it could be in the sense that they may never, okay, it's different, wanting to talk to you, wishing to talk to you, longing to talk to you, but from these cards, it may not be that they may not come forward. Or if they do, then, be careful with the red flags. Is it all, from that I feel, be careful, is it all words and no action? Anybody can say whatever they like, but it's whether they follow it up with actions. So for some of you, I feel that that's what that is. For others of you, you may be left waiting, or it could be a while yet before they pluck up the courage, or before they can get into a situation where they want to communicate. Remember, it's a general reading. It is not a private reading. Please, if you would like a private reading, please contact me. Okay, that was for your number 2s. Thank you. For those of you who chose pile number 3, what have we here? Okay, I have both of you. I feel this is not just you. I was going to say you, but I feel it's both of you have a looking back into the past at each other. Past memories, looking back, okay? you can't seem to focus on anything. She's not spinning her wheel. She's not doing anything because she's just drifting off, thinking about the past, thinking about the person who hasn't contacted you, and they are the same. Funnily enough, we have the wheel. It wasn't moving in this one, but now we have the wheel coming in. Okay, so things are starting to turn. Things are starting to turn. It's the start of a new cycle. But thinking about the security. Okay, what can, if they come back into your life, will it be more secure? What do you want from it? What do they want from it? You know, what security can come back to this relationship? What would make you feel secure in this relationship? It may be a financial issue. Okay, because it is on a Pentacles, it could be financial. The romance angels, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. I'll come back to that one in a minute. And the strength card, be strong. So, is it over or not? Okay, for some of you it is. And I feel that they're saying let your friends help you, you know, be strong. Let your friends help you to move on from this. It's the end of this chapter. Put it behind you. It's stopping you from working, from moving forward in your life. So it's like it's fated now. Okay, let your friends help you through this. Be strong. Think about your own security, your own sanity. For others of you, if they are coming back in, I'm not getting a when or a definite, but if they do come back in, then think about the security that you want this time, so that you're not put back in the position that you've just been in for however long a period it is. Okay, your friends may be able to help you. Perhaps it needs, you know, your help in if I got through a couple of things through then. If you don't know where they are or where they've gone, then somebody may know, you know, one of your friends may know, and you may want to be in touch. You know, you may want to make the first move. If it's family members who are stopping you seeing them or contributed towards the breakup, then it may be friends who can help you to find a way to communicate with this person. But be strong. The strength card is here. I feel it is more the first situation. Okay, that it is time to move on. Okay, for those of you who chose pile number 4, what have we here? Okay, for some of you, you may have been in a controlling or relationship. They may have been controlling, you may have been controlling, or the more dominant one, or they may have been the dominant one. And with this card, there was either truths were said, or truths would need to be said. Let me get them all out first. And the Two of Swords, a stalemate situation, burying heads in the sand. Okay, I'm getting the feeling of what's unfolding here. I just want to clarify them now. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And the Hierophant or Jupiter, for me, when I see this, it's a couple of things. So I will explain what's going on here. We'll break this down as to them or you. if they were the dominant one or controlling issues, and you finished the relationship, or they did because they wanted to control you and put you in this sort of situation that you've been in where you haven't heard from them because they're playing all the cards, or they've got all their aces, etc. And if you do hear from them, then truths will have to be said. Speak your truth. So if they are not a person who, okay, there's two types of controlling or dominant people for me that I've dealt with. Are those that enjoy it and they are like that all the time and that's how they are. Well, do you want to get back into a relationship with them if they did come back in touch with you? Or if they don't realize that they're being controlling, then you would need to talk about it. Because like I always say, in a relationship, when you come together, get my hands the right way around, you're here, they're here in this corner of the triangle, you come together. Doesn't mean just because you've come together that one person owns the other. Okay, you are still two individual people. You were two individual people before you came together. And you've got different qualities, different, things to give to the relationship. So if either you or them, if they come back and you say, look, I'm sorry, I'm controlling or whatever, the truths will be said here in this situation. If there were other people, family members or friends who were controlling the situation, and you hear from them and you say, well, your parents were very controlling, or your friends are a bit controlling or whatever, but it needs to be talked about and it needs to be truths said. No sort of beating around the bush. He's beating the bushes, but I feel, no pussyfooting around or walking on eggshells. But with the stalemate situation, it could still be a stalemate situation, but for this, I feel like, because, don't bury your head in the sand. Deal with these truths. If you want to say your truths, this sword card is up in the air. These two are down, as if, I put them down. It's too much hassle if I say something, it will cause friction. Well, if you haven't heard from them, then say your truth. Because either they'll go again or they'll work on it. But don't bury your head in the sand. Don't think, oh, they've got in touch with me, it's fine, at least they're speaking to me, because it's going to stay the same. Yes, they're attracted to you, but you deserve, you can also be attractive to other people. So it's your choice, they keep saying to me, it's your choice here. You could be back together, or they still might remain to turn their back on you. Here, this bird is in front of him, turning his back on him. Okay, I do usually see this as my together card. But it's also like the Hierophant, where it is traditions and values. So stick up for your beliefs and values. If you feel that they were dominant, controlling your life, and you've realised in this time of separation that they were like that, do you want to carry forward with that? If they are the type of person that you can speak to and they didn't realise they were being controlling, or that it's family members or friends who are controlling, then you need to talk about this in order to move forward, whether it's together or apart. So, is it over or not? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Right, okay. Thank you very much. For those of you who chose pile number 5. Let's have a look here. Wow, this is good. Okay, is it over or not? It's definitely not, and I will tell you why. Because you have some sort of proposition or proposal coming in here. Doesn't mean they're going to suddenly turn back up and say, oh, will you marry me? But it means, that they're offering something to you. They're offering their love to you. It's the Nine of Cups, your wishes. Oh, aren't you the happy bunny? Oh, 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 happiness, happiness. Right, you are beaming when they get back in touch with you. This is not over, because next is, ta-da, the Lovers. Look at that. Wow. You are going to be cuddling each other soon. Love is in the air, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Wow. All of these cards are so positive. And the Sun card, happiness, happiness. We can't get away from this happiness. And the communication. Okay, so this is not over. This is not over. And with the Sun card here, and sort of the feeling of all this lovely radiance from all of the cards, then I feel that this could be during these summer months. For others of you, if you're watching this and it's, it's timeless reading as well, whenever you are guided to this reading, it's just that they're going to come back. I would be extremely surprised if you didn't hear from them, because every card of these is positive and everyone points to them coming back or you being in union again. Wow. Okay then. Pile number 6. Dun, 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 dun. Last but not least. Okay. 2 death cards in this. So, whoop. Let's do the story as it unfolds. Right, for some of you it was, but rewind. I'm getting 2 things through at once here. For some of you, you feel it has been the end. That's it. It's dead and buried. It's gone. For others of you, it ended possibly abruptly. Okay. But whichever. That was the end. The end. The end. However, there is news coming. There is news coming. There is some sort of communication, whether it is directly from them or whether it is through friends, family, work colleagues, or through, social media, through someone else. Because I do have a sort of stressed situation here. Feeling a little bit stressed, anxious. It may be them wanting to come forward and communicate, but they don't know how to because of this time that has gone past. For some of you, you may be thinking it's over, dead and buried, when it's just thoughts in your head. Okay, the swords are mental energies, mental vibes. So it could just be you worrying unnecessarily. However, I have the codependency card from the angels. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, and the death card again. So what I'm feeling is that it either ended abruptly or that you feel that it's dead and buried. However, there is news coming in, whether directly from them or through, how I said, other people or social media. You may have been stressing about it. They may be worrying about how, they may be wanting to get in touch. It may not be that you definitely hear from them, but they may be just wanting to get in touch, but they don't know how to because of the time period that has gone by. But the codependency and the death card here is saying to me that if you, 2 things. If you do hear from them, and one of you depended on the other, things have got to change. It can't stay like this, because it will end up back to how it's been, separation, not hearing from them. Okay? If you finished it, or you walked away from whoever it is, because they were too reliant on you, sometimes we attract partners and it feels like you've got another child or a little lost puppy following you around. Things would need to change. So you would need to have a good conversation. Also, I'm getting through there, actions speak louder than words. So if you talk to them and you say, look, I do have feelings for you still, but in the relationship, you were a little bit of a Klingon, you were a bit clingy and blah, 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 blah. And they were like, yeah, I'll change. Well, keep an eye on it. Anybody can say what you want to hear, but it's the actions that speak louder than words. You may not get the actions straight away, but as you start seeing each other, if the old codependency cycle rears its ugly head, then, you haven't changed, blah, blah. Either take on what I'm saying here, if you want this to continue, or we go separate ways again. If it was you being the dependent one on them, okay, again, they may say to you, well, things need to change, or you may need to change. What have you got? A lack of self-love for yourself that you are depending on them? Are you feeling insecure? Work on yourself so that you're not clingy to them or depending on them. What did you do in your life before they came along? What type of person were you? You don't have to reflect back, but what I'm saying is, what they're showing me is that if you were a happy-go-lucky type of person and blah, 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 and you met them and then you sort of became dependent on them and you sort of lost contact with friends, family, etc. Or, when we get into a relationship, we tend to stay just the two of you and lose sight of other sort of friends around you or family members. So when it splits up, you become focused on them, you become dependent on them. But, work on yourself. If it's you, they left you because of this. But either way, with this death card, things need to change. If you do not hear from them because it is over and they feel that they can't come back in for what's happened, or because they don't, the addictions, there could be, other addictions, our usual addictions that we think of, like alcohol, drugs, gambling, But either way, with this card, the end of the old, beginning of the new, things need to change. If they can't change and you discuss it, or you don't, if they don't get in touch with you, then it is the end. Like this one, it will end just as quickly, or it will stay in this end. Okay. Right then, my lovelies. Thank you very much. Love and light.